Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear, my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say alleged, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you're in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday. Feels like Monday because I'm starting the week off on Tuesday. We are talking about Jack DeCoeur's timeline today. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, Mike. Hey, Dinocyte. P. Karmic. Hello, hello. Let's say hello to everybody. Heather Bacon, good to see you. Hey, Jen. Hey, Juror 13. Ro, good morning. Hey, Michelle. Buffalo Chick, good to see you. Annie Ruler, hello there. All right, you guys. Hey, Blue Devil. Welcome in, welcome in. If I missed you, hello. All right, Jack D. I don't know. You can let me know how you guys feel in the chat. I have mixed feelings about Jack D. My feeling about any of these college students is that none of them committed the actual crimes. I just cannot see these college kids doing that. However, I do think some of them are appearing like they are hiding information, being hesitant to come forward with information. Their information has been contradictory. And I think that applies for Jack D. If they are involved, any of the college students, including Jack D, I feel that I've always felt the crime is related to drugs. And I feel that people that are in that world are more likely able to commit a heinous crime like this. But I feel like these college students knew that world on campus, right? They know who's doing drugs. They know who's buying drugs. They know who's selling drugs. They know where to get them. They would know if anybody was in trouble about that. They also know probably the fear of that world, right? You don't mess with that. You don't mess with that. And so if they had information, if they knew something, they don't want to snitch, right? They don't want to snitch. And then they're caught in that. I think that's why sometimes we get little tidbits of information, because they want to help, probably, unless if they're even more directly involved, but they can't. So they like try to tell things, but maybe in a weird way, which leads to these maybe contradictions, or you're looking suspicious, or that's how I see all of this. Hey, Sarah, coming in with your coffee and cig. Let's go. Oh my gosh. So here's some of those things about Jack D, right? Things that are problematic. So information that seemed like it was hidden or contradictory, because he said one thing and then later we find out it was something else, like the time he left the bar, the time he got home, the phone call with Kaylee, things like that. What blew my mind is in his interviews that just came out, one of the biggest things is knowing that he got access to that 1112 camera. I cannot believe those girls, if you listen to that interview, gave him the password and username to get into the app online to see that 1112 camera footage. So in my opinion, huge problem, because the footage we got is silenced from like midnight to 1 to 2. There's that 1 hour where we can see the footage, but we can't hear anything. They don't want us to hear anything. Those kids heard everything. Jack D heard everything. But they're not talking, but they didn't talk about it. They didn't talk, and no one asked them. Did anybody, when Jack D's in that interview saying, yeah, they gave me the password and the username. Oh, did you log into it? What time did you log into it? What did you see on there? What did you hear on there? None of those questions were asked. I just cannot believe that. And the same thing with those girls in the house. I went back and I was watching some of the footage on that 1112 camera. I'm trying to think what time frame it was around the time when the girls were coming home. Like, no, the scream and all that between 2 and 3. And someone comes out of the house. Oh no, I know what it was. I was looking for Jack D to get home. So I was looking for Jack D to come home. And right before he was pulling up, which I believe was the car went to his house. No matter who was getting out of it, the car went to his house. A girl comes out of that 1112 house, and literally the speed of the video speeds up for her to walk from the door to the steps. Your Ring cameras don't do that. Your video cameras don't do that automatically. Someone did that. And it looked like someone did that because they didn't want us to see what she was carrying. She was carrying something. So for JD to think he has all access pass to evidence is nuts. I mean, how about he told the officers, I mean, kudos to him. He didn't withhold it. He told them, hey, they gave me the username and password. It's on the officers. They didn't ask him. What'd you see? What'd you hear? Because at that point, the officers they just had the SD card thrown into Gilbertson's car. They hadn't looked at it yet, but you know those kids did. You know they did. Those girls in that house, they had all night. They had 8 hours plus. I looked at the timestamp when they turned it over. I'm going to show that video clip later. It was like 1:15 maybe when they finally gave it, 1:15 in the afternoon when they finally gave the SD card to the officers. Yep. So yeah, Jack D. He was dating a victim, right? That right there, suspect number one, right? An ex. Always in any case, any crime ever in the history, your spouse, your boyfriend, your ex, always suspect number one. He's in a frat. He knows about the drugs. He's in Beta Theta Pi, Beta Theta Phi. They wrote it both ways in the book. I think it's Phi, Beta Theta Phi. He knows which fraternities are doing that stuff with the drugs and all of that. He knows the neighborhood. He knows the university. He's been there for like 4 years or however long he was there, right? He knows. He knew 2 of the victims intimately. Grew up with Kaylee and Maddie, right? And he saw the footage. So I have a list of questions that they should have asked Jack. I'm going to share that at the end, but we're going to get into the timeline right now. Let's see. Look at some of your comments. Hi, Agape Love. He was sick over the breakup, made crude remarks under her bathing suit pic. Yeah, I mean... Yes, it was to put publicly, especially. But it's not like he was a stranger. Like if he was dating her, I mean, it was still gross. I know what you're talking about. Oops. I feel like I'm forever cleaning my glasses. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see. If they didn't take his fingerprints till way late, oh yes, we're going to talk about that. His fingerprints were not taken until, I believe it was May 29th of 2025, you guys. 2025. Number one suspect should be an ex, right? Should be an ex. Don't take any fingerprints. So if you're not taking his fingerprints, you're not comparing his fingerprints. There's, I believe it was a bloody fingerprint, definitely a fingerprint on the sliding door. Could not have been matched to him because they didn't take his fingerprints. I'm also going to talk about the DNA because I've been harping on this for a while. I haven't done any episodes on it in a long time, but unknown male C in the forensic reports is item 37.1. And I believe 37.2. There's 2 of them, but 37.1 is blood that was found in Jack DeCoeur's house. In the kitchen on the wall and in the entry hallway on the wall. One was like a drip or a spatter, like just, a little mark. And then I believe they described the others as like more of like a run, like a blood run. That blood could be anything. But why are they connecting it back to the house? Why are they calling it unknown male C? It's not in the crime scene house. That has bothered me. So we're going to look at those documents also. Hey, Jessie Lynn. Hey, Mark B. Yep, that time frame speeding up. It's crazy. And then you wonder, like, I don't know, does that affect any of the timestamps or... Because I know Lana and Birdie last night, they were comparing, they had side by side the Linda Lane footage with the Banfield footage. And it was like, a few seconds off. And I'm like, if you sped up the Linda Lane footage, if you sped up the 1112 footage, that's what they were comparing, 1112 and Banfield. would that throw the times off? I haven't thought that all the way through. I'm not sure. That might be a stupid comment, but just thinking out loud over here. Snyder, we're going to look at the Snyder body cam. Ask the guys at JD's house if they have cuts. Yes. Yes. Oh, those footprints. We're going to look at all of that today. I got all that stuff, you guys. All right. So we got to get into it or we'll be here forever. Unfortunately, Jack D's timeline is not that long because we just don't have a whole lot of information about him. Let me grab my paper. Okay, so I put MPD 114. I might be wrong about that. That might be Van Leuven's. Oh no, it is 114. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, Jack D does not start his day off at Taco Bell. There is no Taco Bell and coffee for Jack D that morning. We don't know anything about his morning. All we know is that he went to work at 2 p.m. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Or maybe let me do this. Went to work at 2 p.m. In Van Leuven's report, he says he told Van Leuven he worked from 2:30 to 10:30, or that's the way it's written in his report. He worked at the Moscow Brewing Company in the kitchen. So there we go. We could say 2 to 10:30. So like 2 p.m. in the afternoon to 10:30 at night. He's working. Okay. And then we know what the girls were all doing during that time. They were at the Whites. They were napping. They had dinner. And then they went to some people from the house went to Sigma Chi. Some people went to the Corner Club, right? Maddie and Kaylee go to the Corner Club. So Jack leaves work and he picked up some food and dropped it off at the Corner Club. He just says to his friend. To his friend. So I'm wondering who worked at the Corner Club that he was dropping. Like, is it his roommate? Like, he didn't say his roommate, I don't believe. Is there someone else that works at the Corner Club that's closer to Jack D? Hi, Susie Little B. Hey, Deb. Song of the Siren. Hey, Jenna. Yes, I know Adam, his roommate, worked there, but maybe somewhere else it says that. I did not find that. So then he says he goes home after doing that. This is around 11 o'clock at night. And he gets home. I think maybe he like changed his clothes. He said he grabbed a beer. And then him and a couple of his roommates call the sober driver for his fraternity to go to the Corner Club. And he says he's at the Corner Club until 1 a.m. But when we get into the documents, the reports, who was Peyton Rossi, the driver? I believe it was Peyton Rossi. I could be wrong. We're going to look at them. But the person that was driving says he picked them up at 1:49, I believe. So he's way off here. But he also says he was really drunk. Is this doing this again? Oh, my God. Hold on, you guys. So we have a discrepancy with leaving the bar. Okay. So then he's at home with his roommates. He says from 1 to 1:30 and then he goes to sleep. But I mean, he was still at the bar when Kaylee and Maddie left. They're the ones that left around 1:30, correct? Maybe 1:20, 1:30. Kaylee and Maddie left Corner Club. So he's there after that, which makes sense if they truly do get home at 1:49, right? And just use this. Okay. So then he says he goes to sleep at 1:30 and he slept till 11:30 a.m. I would say this is probably more like 2:30, which to me, if he says he's going to sleep at 2:30, that's after the phone call with Kaylee. Kaylee's phone call was at 2:26. And I am so frustrated with the fact that there is now a debate there's two debates about that phone call between Jack D and Kaylee, right? If you're on TikTok, oh my God, there's like basically a whole out brawl going on. If it was 17 seconds or 17 minutes, like, oh my God. And then who called who? Did Kaylee call Jack or did Jack call Kaylee? And the reason I get so frustrated is because you have the phone records. You have the phone records. It's easy we don't need to be debating this. We do not need to be debating this. Show us what it is. Could someone just be honest and tell us what it was, right? So he says he woke up at 11:30 a.m. and that's when his roommates told him about what happened at 1122. So it's just curious that when we hear people who aren't even closely connected to the victims, like Dave, who spoke out, other people saying they found out on Snapchat, right? I think it looks like Jenna McClure, when you look at her activities that morning with Bethany, like she probably knew already. I think those Snapchats about the event in the morning, notifying everybody, are likely true. The information got out there early. How early, I don't know. But Jack's saying he doesn't know till his roommates told him. And then he says he tried to call Kaylee. So that phone call should be on a record somewhere. A phone call from Jack to Kaylee in the morning. And then he walks to 1122 and we can see all that. We've watched all that on the body cam, right? And he sat in that police car for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. I think it is very curious when you watch that footage how quickly they put him in there. They don't really say why they're putting him in there, except like, oh, it's a warmer place to sit. Well, Dylan didn't have socks or shoes on. She should have been the one to sit in the car, right? But they choose to put Jack D in the car. And you know what's in the car? What's in the car? The police radio. The police radio. So he's in there for 45 minutes listening to everything that they're saying over the radio. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, the one thing that I got to give Jack D credit for, I would probably feel the same way when the officer does come back to check on him. The officer asks him about Murphy and he's like, you know, I don't care about my dog. I'm here to like, he's prioritizing Kaylee. Like, I want to find out what happened to Kaylee. And so, yes, you care about your dog, but I thought that was a realistic response about that, like showing frustration about that. So him going to the house is like the last piece of information about his day that's like in any reports on the body cam. There's one more. I will add it to this timeline. We're going to watch the video. Apparently, after he gets out of the cop car, he is able to go back to his apartment. He's allowed to go back to his apartment. I'm just going to add this down here. Just like the other students that were at the scene got to go over to Emily's and clean up and everything. Jack went back to his apartment because we're going to watch, I believe it's Snyder's body cam, him walking back and saying, hey, I'm supposed to go to the police station. So I'll be able to mark down that time. And then we know what time they went to the police station. Yeah, but he was cleared. He is not a suspect 7 days after the crime. 7 days after the crime. He's not a suspect, but there's blood at his house. There's unknown male C blood at his house. He had some phone call that must be suspicious with Kaylee because they won't let us hear it. We're not allowed to know who called who. They didn't. There's an issue there's an issue with who actually extracted his phone. Apparently, Mowry says he had got the phone extracted, but then there's another report that says the phone went to Spokane and was extracted. We're going to look at that. Way too soon. Way too soon. I will show you. It's not that one. I have it here. Hold on. This one. I have a list of these names. Here we go. Oh, these are prints. Now, this is interesting. Let's look at this. Okay. This is the forensic reports, number 15 from Blaker. And this is all these weird names. Do you guys remember seeing this when they put these names out? Like, I still don't know who some of these names are. Maybe I should make that my next. But this is for prints. Okay. Where does it say it at? Forensic latent print examination report. Okay. All of these people, Jack DeCoeur is one of them. They said the evidence was accepted on December 13th, 2022. So again, yeah, he's number one, of course. Yes. As he should be. I mean, he should be his ex-boyfriend. I might not be able to vet this out today, but I told you that there is a report that says his fingerprints were taken May 29th, 2025. But this is saying December 13th, 2022. And then all these people. And I don't have the second page to this, I don't think. Let me see. I have papers. Oh, this might be it. Nope, that's one of two also. but definitely something I'm pointing out. And it may come up in one of the things, but oh my gosh, these names, you guys. This is interesting. So we know they all went to Kayla Newen's house for a party. Is this her brother? Was he at the party? There's so many names on here. I don't know. They've got to be frat people, frat and sorority people. All right. Let me see. They still didn't officially take his prints till 2.5 years later. So what do you think that November 13th thing is? Yeah, big shout out to Mark B, you guys. If you haven't gone over to his channel and subscribed and liked, go do that. All right, so I jotted down some extra information. So here's the extra information that I found. Why is this froze? Oh, I know what I need to do. There. Yes. All right, here is the extra information. This is from the book reports. If it's from the book, I tried to write the page number down. So let's brighten this up. Let me see who gave this interview. Page 298. Let's see who gave this interview. So somebody was being interviewed. I'm waiting to hear back about the FOIA request for Dr. Turvey's expert report. I FOIA'd it from Ada County Prosecutor's Office. They should be getting back to me this week, so we'll see what happens with that, if it's a big fat no or not. But after looking at in the book, like all the interviews, I was thinking about maybe asking for what was her name? Kayla McConkey for her interview, because she's the one that knows that Sophia Whitehead, and she seemed to know a lot about that night, even though she was in Boise. Quite interesting. I thought her interview might give us a lot. So I might see that next. All right, 298. This is Wannenberg. So this is Kristen Zoe Wannenberg. She was interviewed and asked about Kaylee and Jack's relationship. She said, the officer asked her if Gonsalves said anything once her and Jack broke up, if he would want to hurt her. And she said that Kaylee described Jack as her child. So this is the girl that said that. She described Jack as her child and was not a serious guy. He was not a serious guy. That's interesting because, I mean, I don't know him, but based on what I've heard and seen, I think it's been portrayed as the opposite. I don't know. Jack was in Beta Theta Pi fraternity. They all hung out together since they lived next door. She said she described Gonsalves and Jack as a brother and sister relationship. So not that Kaylee said that, but that her looking at them looked like they had a brother-sister relationship. That's evident. You can see that of people, right? She also said that Kaylee was always the one that broke it off, and it would be from boredom. November 18th is when Jack's house was searched. They did not have a warrant. He just gave them permission. And there was a blood drop in the entryway, and there were 5 or 6 drops or runs. I think that's interesting. On the kitchen wall. They were together so long, like being married. Yeah, I was always under the impression they were together like all through high school, but in Jack's interview, I believe he said he had another girlfriend in high school, and I think it was like his sophomore year. He broke up with that girlfriend, and it seemed like he had been like hanging out with Kaylee and Maddie, and then shortly after breaking up with that girlfriend, him and Kaylee got together. So yeah, sophomore year of high school, junior year, senior year, and then through college. Yeah, that's a long time. That's like 6.5 years. Although it seemed like it was on again, off again. I gotta fix this thing. Sorry. Grabbing my projector again. I don't know why it does this one thing, but there, and it's bigger. Jack drove a 2010 Volkswagen CC Sport sedan. Mark B, I'd be interested if you think we see that anywhere during the night. And he said it was owned by the G family. Owned by the G family. Thank you, Michelle. There you go. I don't want to be like that one creator. My nails will never be ungodly long, you guys. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. I was just curious about this. Like, I thought Jack came from like a well-off family, Jack DeCoeur. Maybe not. Didn't get his car from his family, got it from the G's. I have photos of his car. They were on Bodycam. There were numerous texts from Kaylee that night. And the vape text was at 2:15, and that was the last message. And in the book, it might have been that same girl. It might have been that same girl that knew. She knew about the text. Like, she had talked to Jack. Like, there's a girl in here that talked to Jack, and he told her, is it this Zerno girl? Let me look. But she's the one that said, some of the text said, like, dude, wake up, what the F? Those kind of text messages are like, those girls were definitely mad at him. Like, what the F? Come on. Like he left them out to dry, right? That's what you say to somebody who's like, hey, I know you're awake. Like, hey, I know this. You know, what the F? Yeah. And I believe those texts were right after the 17-minute phone call. Another reason why I don't think there should be a discrepancy between 17 minutes and 17 seconds, because if the phone call's at 2:26, 17 minutes after that is 2:43, and 2:43 is when the girls start calling him rapid fire back. So that all that time like checks out. That checks out. See, it's McConkey. Thank you, Jen. It's McConkey, and that's why I'm going to put in a FOIA for her interview. Yeah, whoever she was talking to. I think that girl's got some info. I think that would be interesting. Didn't Goncalves' family let JD use a white Elantra, or was that wrong? It is not white. It's this car. It's a 2010 Volkswagen. And it's, I think it's more, I would say maybe like metallic gray. I wouldn't say silver. I'll show you the photos of it. So I already talked to you about, that 2:26 phone call. So ridiculous that we have to even like argue that. What is this doing? I don't know what I just did. I am not a master of the Hector. I'll tell you that. Some days it works fine, and some days it gets funky. Okay. All right. I'm getting it back. Getting it back again. So there's a contradiction about this call between him and Kaylee with Van Leuven. Van Leuven acts like Kaylee made the call. And we all know about Van Leuven, right? And then the book says that Jack made the call, but the book's timeline, it's not, Chris Whitcomb did not make it up. He's saying his timeline that he put in the book, those charts, are all from the Moscow Police Department and ISP official timeline. And he says Jack D made the call, which is extremely important because Jack wants to say he doesn't remember it. And it's easier to say you don't remember it if you're just the one receiving the phone call. But I think it's a harder excuse if you are the one making the phone call, right? Exactly, Witchy. We need phone records. Yeah, USA Kiwi. The vape was found under Kaylee, and the phone, was in the bed, I believe. Tony. Looking at your comments. All right. Okay. So November 18th is when Jack D's house was searched. They went into his bedroom. They went into the bathrooms with an S. They went into the common areas, which I'm surprised by all this because they didn't have a warrant. They just had apparently Jack signed a written consent. But other people live in that house. I don't know. They searched the downstairs laundry. I didn't know that before. And this is on page 304 in the book. And then it's interesting because they say, here, I'll look this up and I'll read this. Let me see if this is Van Leuven. Let me look, you guys. They literally wrote bullet drop samples instead of blood drop samples. And I remember hearing someone else talk about that. And they were like, did they have bullets on the mind? Like, why did they write that? Let's see. Yeah. So here's how it reads. On November 18th, Jack consented to a search of his room, bathrooms, common areas, downstairs laundry of his apartment in Moscow. Hogan and Talbot were the ones that went. Okay. After searching the areas Jack had consented to, we found a drop of possible blood on a wall of the entryway. A sample of this was collected. We also noticed what could have been 5 or 6 small drops or runs of blood on a kitchen wall. Samples were also collected. The search and collection of possible bullet drop samples was documented through photographs by forensic scientist Hogan. Here, I'll show you. Bullet drop samples. Oopsie. Oh my gosh. I wish I could do this today, but I don't have it ready to go, but we will be doing it soon. Again, last night, Truth and Transparency and Birdie were showing the Banfield body cam footage and listening and looking at different things. And I mean, we were able to watch that years ago, right? So I haven't looked at it or listened to it in a long time. There's this loud bang on there. And last night I was in the chat because they were saying, what was that sound? What was that sound? And everybody kept saying, you know, a trunk, a door, a tailgate. And I was going, a shot. It was a shot. It was a shot. So we'll have to debate that or listen to that sometime and see what we think of that. But if you'd heard that last night, you can let me know in the chat. But speaking of bullets, it just made me think of that, especially because there's been talk in different situations about possible gunshots, but with all the silenced audio on 1112, and then not really hearing anything on Linda Lane, to be able to hear something that could possibly, like, I guess, you know, bullets has been ruled out because we've never heard anything that sounded like that. And so last night I'm like, oh my God, that's the first time I've heard something that could possibly sound like that. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so on page 304 in the book, when they're talking about the blood being in his house, they say, you know, it's not related. Look, it's a sentence all by itself. None of this has ever been tied to any of the crimes. Any of the crimes? Was it one crime? Any of the crimes. Because there's multiple victims. None of this has ever been tied to any of the crimes. That's weird. Yes, juror 13, it is never fireworks. It's unless you're at my house right now, because at night my neighbor's been letting off fireworks. Never fireworks. Mark B, that's amazing. You posted a video with 5 timestamps of possible. Oh, I want to watch that. I'll set that up for tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow will just be like interesting footage day. We'll like scope some stuff out. All right. So now we're going to look at this unknown male C. This has driven me crazy. I've talked about it in all of my lives that I've done about DNA. Okay. So all right, this says forensic report number 8. And in this report, they've got swabs from inside the house. Of 1122. They've got comparison fingerprints. And then down here, oh, wait a minute. Nope, this is the wrong one. Wrong. I keep mixing 31 up with 37. We want 37. 37.1. Here we go. Report number 9, not 8. Report number 9. So 37 is submitted swabs from 1127 King Road, apartment 1. That is Jack D's house. Okay. So we got 37, but then they break it down into 37.1 is from the south entry hallway. And then 37.2 is from the west kitchen wall. Oh, thank you, Mark. I am screenshotting that right now, 7 months ago. Sorry. It's so hard to keep track of every single topic in this case. We appreciate you, though. Ooh, Jen, let me click that real quick. Okay. Oh, and my phone. I saw a body cam video a year or so ago of a detective doing a second walkthrough. King and Fry comes in and they say something about the gunshot wounds. Then the audio is muted. Now you can't find it. There's also when they were doing the canvassing that they go to one of the apartments at the Queens. It's like the corner apartment, and the kid comes out and he says he saw people get into a car in the morning with guns and drive away. I have that saved somewhere. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So this is going to tell us that 37.1 and 37.2 were examined only for the purpose of sampling for DNA analysis. Great. You want to find DNA of blood that's in Jack D's house. All right. 37.1, 37.2 were forwarded for DNA analysis. All right. So they went to the lab. Amazing. So then here's what the lab says. Okay. 2 swabs. Red-brown stain, south entry hallway. So we got marker 1 and marker 2. And then this says, was it retained? Yes. This is how they packaged it. Okay. And then this was December 2nd when they did it. And then hopefully it is going to go on to I think it's the next report that will tell us the results. Yeah, the next page goes on to, here we go. This is just how they packaged all of those items. What report did I say that was? 9. All right, now we're going to 11. Report 11. November 18th, Hogan arrived at, this is Jack DeCoeur's apartment, to assist in the search of an apartment. And Talbot went with him. And oh my goodness, you guys, they sent the A-team. Talbot and Van Leuven. Just a little sarcasm over here. Just a little sarcasm. 1127 King Road is an apartment building consisting of 2 stories. Apartment 1 is located on the ground level and is a multi-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. There is a hallway with a kitchen to the north and a living room area to the north of the kitchen. There is at least 2 bedrooms east of the kitchen. There are 2 bathrooms south of the kitchen on the east side of the apartment. The response was limited to the southeast bedroom. Well, that's not what I just read in the book. From their report, they said they did the bedroom, the bathrooms, the laundry room, the kitchen. So right here, they're saying it was limited to the bedroom. But then here they say performed 2 presumptive tests for the presence of blood on the south wall of the entry hallway, marker 1, and the east wall of the kitchen, marker 2, used orthotolidine, positive results. So it was blood. Indicating the presence of blood were obtained on both stains. Swabs were collected from markers 1 and 2. Now, this is so interesting to me, you guys, because WSU Mom Kim says that there was allegedly a football player that could have possibly been at Jack's house that night. That's the only person that's not a roommate of Jack's that it's not verified or anything, but has ever been said to be over there. And all right, we're going to continue looking at their results. Here's something peculiar. Let me make sure they're talking about the house. Let me make sure they're talking about 1122. Yes. Okay. So look at this. November 17th, 1122 King Road. Okay. So that's the scene they're talking about now. And they talk about the floor of the west bedroom, ISP D2 marker 3337. I just think it's interesting that, like, why would we have a 37 in the house and then a 37 in Jack D's house? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Or what I was looking for, here's what I was looking for. How are they connecting what's in Jack D's house back to the crime scene? There has to be something that matched. Or else, why would you even make that connection? Let me grab a marker. Does that make sense, you guys? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? $37. I'm just looking for the connection. Just looking for the connection. All right. This is ISP. I'm sorry. This is forensic report 20. Okay. So each one of these reports gets further into the testing that they did, right? So we've got blood from Jack DeCoeur's apartment. The DNA profiles. So they created profiles previously obtained from items 37.1 and 37.2. And then it says see report 13, which, did we look at that one? I think we did. Nope. No. 13 is like the best report. I got to have that one. I got to have that one. There it is. All right. I've got 13. So this is 20. So I'm going to go back to 13 because we're going to want to go in order, right? Let's see what 13 said. Forensic report 13 has a lot of the final DNA results. So if you look at any of the forensic reports, I feel like 13 has the most information. Okay. All right, here we go. The DNA profiles obtained from item 37.1 and 37.2, that's JD's house, were determined to be from the same unknown male, male C. So this is what's got me like going crazy over here. Why are you calling it this? And then it says Ethan Chapin, and then all of these people, 3 lines worth of people, are not the source of the DNA profiles from these items. Don't you think they'd put Jack DeCoeur's name there? I'm assuming these are all Jack's roommates. I'm assuming. The DNA profiles obtained from these. Nope, we don't want to go into that one yet. All right, so this is, just so you know, I'm not crazy. That's where I got male C from. They tried to match it to people. Lots of people. Didn't match to. Not allowed to know who they are. This is talking about the, like, if there's any of that DNA left. Let me see. Oh, here, wait, we got to read this part. Here we go. This is important. The major unknown male. Okay, so it talks about, oh, you cannot see. It is blurry. Focus. There we go. And we want down here. The major unknown male. Okay, so we're going to talk about male B. That's from item 30. Male C. Unknown male C. DNA profile obtained from 37.1 and the partial unknown male D profile from 40.1 are not eligible for entry into the CODIS system. Someone makes that determination. This is like a that is a subjective decision. So there's criteria, right? And it's supposed to meet the criteria, but it's a human that's saying like, oh no, we cannot submit this. So they didn't do that. They did not submit it to CODIS. They also did not say whether they were consumed or not. Oh, wait a minute. They were not consumed. So the DNA from Jack's house should still be around. It should still be around. They were not consumed. So that is great. That is great. Let me look at your comments. And I like to look at your comments on my phone. It's easier for me to see. Let's see. It's quite curious that we cannot see Maisie and Hunters or hear their interviews. Yes. Yeah, it goes all the way up to D. A, B, or yeah. A, B, C, D. Actually, male E is, I believe that was Brian's dad. That was the profile they created from Brian's dad, I believe. Jen, have a great day at work. How can the guilters still think Brian did it? All they can say now, it's because he said he did it. Yep. They don't care about the big smoking gun evidence they said would come out. Yep. Okay. Let me get the next one for the DNA. This projector is doing something. Okay, there we go. Is this thing working? There we go. Is this thing working? Michelle, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Who got a membership? Who got a membership? Let's see. Donations are never expected, but always appreciated, you guys. Always appreciated. It looks like Mark B. All right. Welcome to the unique peeps. That's amazing. Welcome. I'm going to set a goal. Set a goal over here. We'll do all the colors. All the colors. And we'll do some confetti. If we hit it. All right. The DNA profiles previously obtained from items 37.1 and 37.2 were determined to be from the same unknown male. Male E is what I was telling you about with the father's profile that they had at that time, I believe. Wow, this thing is really messing up. Is not the source of the DNA. Not Brian's. Not Brian's. Not Brian's dad, so not Brian's. And that's pretty much all we get from that. That's pretty much all we get from that. Yeah. Lots of you are cleaning and listening. Love that. I do the same thing when I listen to shows. You're amazing. Hey, Paco Jewel. So we're going to be able to find out blood and hair DNA. Case will be solved when BK gets exonerated. Hey, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's this blood from this house. There's now the hair, right? The hair that's never been anything done with, I believe, right? There's also a couple items that connected back to Jack Showalter, just like they connected these to Jack D's house. Some curious things in this case. Okay. I'm going to show you where some other information about Jack D came from. No, I want to remove that. I want to stop. Okay. And we'll start with 8. This is MPD report 8. Curious things, I'm telling you. Curious things. Whoops. And 8. Oops. Bigger. Seeing how this is showing up. There you go. Nice and big. All right. So this is November 14th. And let's see, who is this report? This is Rosinski. And he said that, this is Peyton Rossi's interview that I was telling you about. So Peyton Rossi is currently the blank for the fraternity. It's got to be Beta Theta Phi. I asked Rossi if he could walk me through what he did on the night of November 12th, 2022, and the early morning of November 13th, 2022. Rossi said at about 18:30 on November 12th, he was at a party. This was interesting, you guys. I cannot do military time. What's 18? Let's see. So we've got 13. 6? Is that 6 p.m.? Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Oh, thank you. You guys answered me. Take a moment and hit that like button, please, you guys. Please, seriously. If you hit the like button, and it gets like up over 100, it tells YouTube that, hey, people are liking and enjoying the show, and it will share it out with more people. So it helps the channel a lot. It's a free way to help the channel, actually. All right. So Peyton Rossi said at 6:30 p.m. he's at a party. And Rossi said the party was at the Treehouse, which is an off-site campus house for the sorority. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Pi Beta Phi, the Pi Phis, just taking a guess. Rossi did not know the specific address, but said the house is near the White's apartment. Okay, so there's a party going on at Kayla Nguyen's apartment at the White's before this, maybe during it. But all the 1122 residents are back at their home at 6:30. They're at their home napping, supposedly. Peyton, maybe Jack, they're at the Treehouse. I need to look into that. I need a map. Tomorrow's going to be map and interesting video day. Hey, Lucy. Hey, Lori. The chart. You made me a chart? You made me a chart. Where's that at, Lori? I completely forget. Rossi said at the party he saw, oh, this is interesting, Emily Allant, who was with E, boyfriend, unknown name. There must be a comma after E. Okay, you guys, I didn't know where Ethan was. Oh my God, I got to add this to the timeline. I didn't know where Ethan was during nap time. So was he at this treehouse party? See, we're filling in timelines here. When you do one person's timeline, it'll help fill in other people's timelines. Oh, Lori, I have to ask you about that. Treehouse is nearest to Jack Showalter's apartment. Oh. I don't know where the exact location of Jack Showalter's apartment is. I thought it was like in the back. Isn't it like a back section of the Queens or something? I'm gonna go look on your channel, Mark, and get all this information. Oh my gosh. But this is interesting. Emily Allant, who is with, I'm going to say Ethan, boyfriend, unknown name, maybe Hunter. Yes, you are right. Rosinski, it is Hunter. Rossi said Allant was the only member of the Pi Beta Phi, she's a Pi Beta Phi, that he recognized at the party. Maybe that's why we have all these unknown names on the DNA list. Rossi said he left around 2,200 or 2,300 hours. What's 22? What's 22 and 2,300 hours, you guys? Don't yell at me. I can't do this in my head quickly. I get in trouble every time I do. Let's see. He was there a long time, 10 or 11. Oh, I know 2,300. Duh. 11 o'clock. Yes. Wow. He was there from 6 to 11, 10 or 11. All right. He was partying. Rossi said he went back to Theta Beta Phi. I don't know. Where'd he go back to? And watched a movie with CD. I wonder if that's on that list. I'm going to look for a CD on the list. CD. Chase Dixon? Chase Dixon is a CD. So could that be Chase Dixon? Where did I put that at? Let me do a little text box. Way too big. Is it? I'm just, first name I found that was CD. So we'll put a question mark. So we'll have to see if Chase Dixon, is he in the Beta Theta Phis? He said he went to the corner club around 1:49 hours to pick up. Was he at the party the whole time and not drinking? I hope. And he picked up JGJD, Jack DeCoeur, connecting this to Jack DeCoeur, you guys. And his roommates, Jack DeCoeur's roommates. Rossi said they were alone and not with anyone. Rossi said he dropped the 3 above individuals off at their apartment off of King Road. Rossi said after he dropped them off, he went back home. And I have his roommates' names. I don't know why I don't keep this handy. I think it's on Kaylee's. Where's Kaylee's document? Don't you hate when you know you have something and then you try to go find it? Here it is. Here it is. So Peyton Rossi picked up Jack Granger, Jack DeCoeur, and Nathan Royce. Nathan Royce. That's who we picked up. Those roommates. All right. Does anyone know for sure if Jack D was still at Corner Club after Kaylee and Maddie left? For sure, Mark. That information is in one of the reports that I'm going to pull up, and it's according to the police. They just looked at the Corner Club film, and they are saying that Jack is still in the back sitting with friends when Kaylee and Maddie leave. So they're saying that on the Corner Club. I don't know if we can see him at that time. And then we've got other interviews of people saying when they left, like this one that I just showed. Right. So he's saying 10 to 2. At 10 to 2, he went to go pick them up. All right. And then we've got, here's the phone information. Contradictions about Jack's phone, right? Did Maury extract the phone? I guess this is a big deal because I believe he testified on the stand or in a report. He testified in a report about this. And you don't want to perjure yourself, right? Like Carlos always says, nobody would perjure themselves over, a case like this, right? All right. So now he is interviewing. Oh, no, these are the phones. So the phones, he was in charge of Dylan Mortensen's phone, Bethany Funk's phone, Josie Louderen's phone, Emily Alant's phone, Maisie Chapin's phone. Oh, I'm sorry. It's JD, not JL. Jack DeCoeur. And he got signed consent from Mortensen, DeCoeur, Alant, and Chapin. And Funk gave verbal consent, right, over the phone. So he says the phones were extracted using the following forensic software right here. He used a Cellbrite and Axiom. Okay. A forensic examination on the phones will be completed at my earliest convenience. So he says he's going to be the one doing that, right? He says, yes, Ro, good point. See, that's my point. If they left the corner club, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's go back to Jack D leaving the corner club at 1:49. Less than a 10-minute drive home. So if they get home, so I think he was an hour, he could have been an hour off. Like, oh, I got home around 1:00, but it was really 2:00. And then he says he hangs out with his roommates for about 15 to 30 minutes. That means he's awake. That means he's awake to receive that 2:26 phone call from Kaylee, or to make that 2:26 phone call to Kaylee. He's awake. I also think the roommates could have been asked more information about that time period. Who all was hanging out? Who all was in the living room with Jack? What were you guys doing in the living room? What were you talking about? Who went to bed first? Who went to bed second? Who went to bed third? The book said he left at 1:51. What did I put on my thing? At least that's close, Ro. At least that's close to 1:49, right? At least that's close. Yep, around 1 a.m. We need that 17-minute phone call. 5 minutes, 5-minute drive. I can see when the kids, when the students, when the college students are being interviewed, I can see them being off on their times. However, those times can be exactly found out. Those cops can look at that 1112 footage and see the car. They have their cell phone data. They can, follow videos and find out where those kids were at. They can verify it to a more close time. They need to ask the roommates if they heard Jack talking and Kaylee on the phone. Yeah. Yes. Ask the roommates. Was Jack on the phone in the living room? Was Jack on the phone in the kitchen? Was Jack on the phone in his bedroom? Was he in the bathroom? Could you hear him? Was there yelling? I mean, what kind of ringer does Jack have? Did you hear Jack's ringer going off for like 20 straight minutes with phone call after phone call after phone call? Like, I don't know about you guys. I play a loud song. My ringtone is a loud song. Even my text message. Do you guys remember the movie with Alicia Silverstein? And she's always like, as if, and my ringtone or my sound for my text messages is hello. So it's loud and obnoxious. I would think his roommates would have heard that. Jack said he was trying to make himself throw up, but couldn't. Right. So you're awake to do that. You're awake to make yourself throw up. Clueless. Love that movie. I can see Kaylee recording. Oh my gosh. Reminds me of Abby and Libby, right? Being like, when you're a person who is like a social media person, like it does make sense. Like, I mean, I'd hate to think of that, but hit record. Oh my God, something's about to happen. Hit record. Oof. Jack got home within 1 minute of Kaylee and Maddie and made the 17-minute call to Kaylee exactly 30 minutes after the girls were dropped off. 151, 150. When did they get home? 156, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because I think we know now that Bethany was with Kai Davis, I think. Oh, I need to write these things down. There was a video. Oh, help me out, you guys. Okay. It's either an interview. I think it's an interview. Whose interview did somebody say, or no, it was a police officer. Was it on Bodycam? And they said, oh no, it was Christopher Whitcomb. My apologies. I believe Christopher Whitcomb said on one of his interviews, so I need to find this. And I don't remember seeing it in the book yet, or where it's at in the book, that there was a love triangle in the house. In the house. Well, there's only one guy in the house, you guys. There's only one guy in the house. Unless, is it two people from the house with someone from outside of the house? I don't know. Murphy's page still up and getting updates. I don't know. Call was made at 2:26. First scream is at 2:20. I know. That's what makes me think that scream was like downstairs. All right. Where was I? All right, that was report 8. Now we need to look at 51. This is about Jack D's phone, right? Yeah. And this is back to Maori. So on November 17th, Jack DeCoeur was interviewed by Mike Van Leuven, and those are the interviews that we just got that we are listening to. The phone was to be extracted by Detective Dustin Taylor of the Coeur d'Alene, Police Department. Detective Mike Van Leuven had taken the phone to Dustin Taylor at the Computer Forensic Lab at Coeur d'Alene Police Department. I emailed a copy of the warrant to him on November 17th. I don't know. Maori just said that he did all this stuff. Like himself? I don't know. While confirming Detective Taylor received the warrant, I was informed the phone was no longer at Coeur d'Alene Police Department. Idaho State Police Lieutenant Paul Berger picked up the phone from Taylor and delivered it to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, where investigative analyst VJ received it. The data on the phone was forensically extracted at that location. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, they're just winging it, you guys. They are just winging it. Like, nobody knows who's got the phone. Somebody's picking it up. They don't know why they're picking it up. I think, I'm going to write it in a report that, it got extracted here, but no, it really got extracted over here. And then we're supposed to just trust all this stuff. Just trust us. Idaho State Police Department, Rich Alderson, retrieved the phone from the forensic lab and delivered the phone to DeCoeur's mother, per the attorney's wishes. So November 21st, Anderson gives the USB drive containing the extraction to who? To Van Leuven. So then Van Leuven gets it. Van Leuven put it into secure forensic lab at the Moscow Police Department. Oh, good. So we know it's there, so we could FOIA that, right? Right. Bethany, Ethan, and Xana. And then they try to make it look like Xana's cheating. Xana's cheating? Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Let me see here. USA Kiwi. You don't believe they suffered close to 200 wounds. They can't even say for sure. No, but the medical examiner did say that there were 3 weapons. 3 weapons. One was a double-edged weapon, like a dagger. The other one was I forget how they described it, a sharp-edged weapon, but nothing, not a K-bar. They never said K-bar. And one was a blunt object. So not a fist, not what are those knuckle rings called? Not that, like a blunt object. Maddie had Ethan's DNA under her nails. Witchy, every time I hear something like that, I feel like when I hear my intuition, my gut feeling could be way off. It's just a feeling. It's just like how I envision this because of the way I think it happened and why it happened. I feel like those 4 were huddled together or sitting very close together because they were being contained and confined and like just screamed at, beaten, hit, punched, like just because they were in, I feel like they were in trouble. I feel like they were in trouble. And so whoever was there was doing this to them. And so I don't know. To me, that's why maybe there would be nails or I don't know. Maybe Maddie and Ethan were hooking up. Who knows? I don't know. Brass knuckles. That's what I was trying to say. I just feel like if you are sitting very next to somebody and like maybe, I'm resting my hand on and just like, grabbing their leg or grabbing their arm, especially when you hear the screams that we heard, like I would maybe dig in with my nails. Yeah. All right. So curious about Jack D's phone. And then we've got 47. This one we just looked at. Oh, we looked at that one. All right. We looked at 47. We looked at that one. Okay, these are all about the phone. This one is interesting. I'm leaving this one open. About the treehouse party and all that. That needs added to the timeline. Okay, let me go back to report 58. This is Maury again. He's talking about requesting, this is for a warrant for Meta, right? Facebook, Instagram. And so I believe this has to do with Jack DeCoeur. So he's serving this warrant. I found I was not able to add the phone number of whatever the phone number is for Jack DeCoeur's account. This information was not entered into the portal. So why aren't they entering Jack DeCoeur's They are not getting into his Facebook or his Instagram. What does that even mean? I was not able to add the phone number. How are you not able to add the phone number? What does this mean? Yeah. All right. I'm just looking at all their fantastic work, you guys. 79. Let's look at report 79. These are all the reports that have to do with Jack DeCoeur. Oh, and I have to say thank you to Christie's Chaos because she has a video, you guys. It's a short video, and she also in her video covered Jack DeCoeur's timeline. So I did use one of her slides from that. I will show you in a minute. Here's another warrant for Meta. Wait, is this the same thing? It's the same thing. Sorry about that. They are not wanting to get Jack DeCoeur's social media. They don't want to get his social media. All right, let's get 114. Where am I looking at that for? Where is that? MPD reports. Nope. Uh-oh. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. I got it. Just in a different spot. What did I say? 114. I don't know why this is doing this. That's opening. Waiting for a minute for it to open. You don't think Jack D had great family upbringing? His aunt always spoke for him. I don't know. I mean, his mom was on the way when he needed her at the station. I don't know. Haven't really heard about his parents. Like, I don't know a lot about his family. Yep. I don't know what happened. I had to re-extract these files. I don't know why, but it's going quick. It's going quick. Here we go. Okay. All right, this is 114. And is this an interview of his? This is Brett Payne. This is Brett Payne. And so if you want to see, like, we're hearing Jack DeCoeur's interviews in the videos that were just released, and 114, Moscow Report 114 is the written interview. This is when he talks about, this is where I got my timeline information from. Okay, so We can see all that. All right, let's see what he says about the vape pen. I asked DeCoeur to tell me what the commotion was he mentioned. Okay, let's back up. DeCoeur stated he later looked at his phone and saw several missed calls from Gonsalves and Mogan from the early morning hours of November 13th. I clarified DeCoeur's timeline for the night prior. He told me he left the corner club at approximately 100 hours and returned home. DeCoeur said he got a ride from Peyton Rossi, the Sobro of Beta Theta Phi, DeCoeur's fraternity. He told me he thought he went to sleep at approximately 1:30 hours and woke up. So he's just like an hour off and woke up at 11:30. I asked DeCoeur, wait, where does he say commotion? Let me find where he says commotion. Here. DeCoeur stated he saw Gonsalves at the corner club and spoke to her briefly. DeCoeur stated he left the corner club but was unsure if Gonsalves left before or after him. DeCoeur stated he went to bed when he got home. When DeCoeur awoke, he told me he saw commotion down the street. Oh, you guys, do you think we would hear that commotion on the 1112 camera? He said he could see it from his house. Commotion is usually like freaking out, right? Yeah. We're going to watch some camera footage tomorrow. So I asked DeCoeur to tell me what the commotion was that he mentioned, and DeCoeur told me he saw, this is when law enforcement and emergency vehicles were in front of 1122 King Road. So we walked over to see what was happening. Someone asked a great question. It was on another show, and I was like, wow, how have I never thought of that before? You guys, if your ex-girlfriend of over 6 years, even if it's on again, off again, your ex-girlfriend of 6 years has emergency vehicles and you're like hearing that something horrific has happened at her house, are you going to walk? You would be sprinting frantically to get there, I would say. The girl he was going to marry, and you just meander on over. There's so much evidence, just little things like that, that these kids knew. These kids knew. He did call Witchy. It does say in a report. Actually, I put it on my timeline. On his timeline, once he found out that something was going on, he did. Let me see. He tried to call Kaylee. No answer. Right, Lori? Not if you were the one. None of them had normal reactions. I don't think. The only normal reaction, I think, is when I said earlier when Jack got a little funky about them asking about the dog. And he's like, what about my girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, not the dog? And Emily getting pissed off about the officers not telling them that they were dead and that they got the vandal alert first. Okay. To me, that was a genuine reaction. And Lori, if you're still in here, you can testify. You've known me a long time. How would I react if I was in Emily's shoes and waiting to hear about my friends in the house? Actually, Lori knows me. I would probably be in the house trying to find out what happened to my dear friends. Yeah, I don't play. You haven't seen Adam's interview. Didn't realize it was out. Yes. Yep, he does. Yeah, go ahead and watch it. I will not. She was pissed because she lost leverage. Oh, what do you mean? Because she knew stuff the other people didn't? I would have been inside. Yeah. Yes, stoner podcast, but he didn't mean it like I don't care about my dog. He meant like don't talk to me about my dog right now. I want to know if Kaylee's alive. I want to know what's going on with Kaylee, I guess. Because they said something like, do you have a dog inside? I don't care about my dog. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can see what you guys are saying because you wouldn't want the dog to be dead either. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. All right, let me see if there was anything else in this one. Oh, so here's some information from Jack that I know let's read about the vape pen. So I asked DeCoeur to clarify the missed calls he received early that morning. DeCoeur told me he received multiple calls from Gonsalves and Mogan, one of which was FaceTime between 2:40 to 3:00 hours. There were two FaceTime calls, I believe. DeCoeur stated he knew Mogan for some time, but she would not call him for any reason. DeCoeur also said Gonsalves texted him to tell him he could come to her house to retrieve his vape pen. That was at 2:15. So supposedly that's when all the girls are in Kaylee's room, right? And they're talking about getting food and all that stuff. I asked DeCoeur if he noticed or heard anything suspicious anytime recently. DeCoeur stated he saw a dark gold minivan backing up King Road approximately 1 to 2 months prior. Mark B, if you're still in here, do you have information about this gold minivan? The cops kind of made it seem like it was like a homeless person, like a someone living in their van. A traveler or something. But a couple different people mentioned this gold minivan. Someone else mentioned this minivan being in the area. And I'm just thinking, if you're staking out that house to see what's going on, getting to know the neighborhood, getting the flow of things, I mean, I would have looked into that. The gold minivan was backing up King Road approximately 1 to 2 months prior. DeCoeur stated he did not remember any other suspicious circumstances. DeCoeur did add Gonsalves would call him on occasion when she was walking home alone. When you listen to his video interview, I think it's telling that when they're asking him about the phone calls of that night that he missed, that's when he adds this, like, well, Kaylee would call me like if she didn't want to be alone when she's walking home or feeling sketched out. Like, yeah, Jack, exactly. That's why she's calling you, because I think her and Maddie knew they heard the screams in the house or outside the house, wherever they were. They probably heard people entering the house. And if they were up in their rooms, they're like, they know something's happening, but they're not sure what's happening. So they're calling somebody that they think might know what's happening. Hi, Leftina. Yeah, Jack, you're sure Jack cared about the dog, but he wanted to know about Kaylee. That's human. Yeah, I could see it coming off wrong. That's for sure. The dog was the only decent person in the house. That's not true. That's not true. They were all good people. Oh, good point, Witchy. Jack said he wasn't worried, not that he didn't care. Yeah, those are different words, right? Those are different words. Are there no voicemails? That's a good question, Skyla. I have not heard about voicemail messages. All right, so we've got this gold minivan. All right, nothing else new in there. And then we've got, where am I going with this? 155. Tell me I don't have that one. All right, we'll go to 311. So last report we're going to look at of Jack's, and then I've got that footage of about him. We're going to look at Andrew Fox. This is Andrew Fox, MPD 311. And this is Idaho. He is talking about Idaho State Patrol. Darren Gilbertson called and advised that Jack DeCoeur was scheduled to provide fingerprints. Oh, this is May 29th, 2025, you guys. you know, we clear you. We cleared you November 20th of 2022. But we want your fingerprints in 2025. Yeah, so Jack DeCoeur scheduled to provide his fingerprints. And a lot of people think this is because they were getting ready for court, right? So you know who requested those fingerprints, right? I'm sure Ann Taylor. So the state didn't care about the fingerprints, obviously. Allegedly, they didn't take them, they didn't have them. So Ann Taylor probably requested this. It's very telling when you there's so many aspects to this case. There's the way the investigation was handled, right? There's the way that all the witnesses and victims and survivors talk and act. There's all the conflicting information that we learn from people. I mean, nothing in this case I just saw a donation. Let me back up and catch that. And that is Juror 13. Thank you so much, you guys. Yes, I do have about, that probably makes about close to $90 now that I've received for that Turvey expert report. Let me check my email right now, you guys. We'll do it live. We'll check live. Let me see if I got a response. I doubt it because it's the day after a holiday. But I should be hearing this week. Let's see. Nope. No. Where's the dates I'm looking at? Nope. Is today the 25th? It's the 26th. Nothing. Oh, wait a minute. I did it through my personal email. Let me check my... I'm not sharing this on my... Nope. Let me check my personal email. Nothing today, but I will keep checking. You know, I'm hoping it won't cost a lot because it's an expert report, you guys. Like, it's an expert report. What would they... Now, it is a crime scene like it should be dealing with the crime scene. So there might be things about that need to be redacted. Like if there's any photos, because I didn't just ask for the report. I asked for like any attachments and things like that. So they might have to like redact any photos. But other than that, like it should be an easy thing. Plus it's Ada County. And I'm curious, I don't know, has anybody gotten anything from Ada County for a FOIA? So I don't know how they're going to handle that. Lana said last night on one of her FOIAs, it took 9 months to get. Yes, that's because she was getting that, wasn't that grant information? Something like that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, to get it, yes. To get it, I'm not saying I'm going to get it this week. I'm saying they're going to respond to me this week. So they have to let me know, yes, you can have it, or no, you can't. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for is their response to let me know how much do I have to pay? What can I get? And then how long it'll take. Thanks, Juror 13. I appreciate that. Our little paintings back there. I'd love to do another one with him sometime. Yep. What do you guys think about going after Kayla McConkey's interview? Or what would you think? What did I ask for, Sarah? I can read it. I asked for Brent Turvey's report. It's not that one. Wait, maybe I did do it for my typically unique email. Oh my gosh. I'll find the response to me and I'll read it from that. I want to be transparent with you guys. Oh, actually, I think I put it in a Word document. I can read it. Here it is. View entire message. So they responded to me May 20th, Wednesday, May 20th at 7 p.m. And they said, thank you for contacting the Ada County Clerk's Office, Criminal Records Department. Your email has been received. We will respond within 3 business days in the order it was received. We appreciate your patience. Now, where was my initial? Shouldn't it show me? I want to tell you guys. I need to clean up my emails. I have so many emails. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so I asked for any finalized report, expert report authorized by or attributed to Dr. Brent Turvey. And then I asked for, here, I can share this. You guys can see it. I'll show you what I wrote. I make it bigger, 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 bigger. Ooh, oh, I don't want my information. We don't want my information on there. Okay. Any finalized expert report authored or attributed to Dr. Brent Turvey, any attachments, appendices, diagrams, photographs, or exhibits submitted with Dr. Turvey's report. That's it. I wanted to keep it simple. We get together and paint. We paint following the art Sherpa. You will love her. Oh, is that like a YouTube live or something? Oh my God, that would be so fun. That would be fun. All right. So you guys got to see that. Good, good, good. Okay. To the videos. I need my playlist. Oh, members. I'm trying to share things with you as little benefits, tokens of my appreciation for being a typically unique peep. And I'm going to share my playlists with you guys because I've always had them private. But I have a lot of playlists of different cases. I thought that might be something you guys would like. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to do that. Not that I don't want to share it with everybody else, but trying to do little things that this one. Whoops. We are not listening to Brian Etten. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. 34 minutes in Snyder part 1. This is from Connor. Okay. Now remember, Jack D got the camera footage. So this is a clip about that. Wrong thing. And you guys were talking about look at these prints. Look at those prints. Like, look at that. That's a lot of footprints going back and forth. And then, so you would either have to walk around behind that house right there to clear the fence, hop the fence. I think you just walk around, like you can just walk around that fence, I think, between the house and the fence, right? Like it's a straight shot. There's a lot of traffic going back and forth there. Like who's going that way? Didn't hear any questions about that. Officer, who am I looking at? Snyder, is this Snyder's body cam? Officer Snyder picked up on it though. Now he's going to head to JD's house. There's a gate? Oh, I didn't know there was a gate. But think about that. Who's going over there from his direction? I mean, he's not going to Kaylee's because they're broke up. None of the people in his house have really anything to do with that house. I don't think there might be a couple friends of the girls maybe that live over this way. I don't think the girls would be trudging through the muddy, wet, cold yard. I think they would probably walk in the road. Who knows? But I do think if this is just how I think about the crime. I just feel like if I'm the group that did this crime and I'm frequently doing business with the fraternities, The fraternities are under my finger, right? I'm going to use one of their houses because we need different places to go to that night after this is over. We need to scatter. We need to scatter and be able to get picked up, cleaned up, picked up. Just my thought. And there's unknown blood in Jack's house. So, I mean, let's logically, unknown male see blood in Jack's house that is connected back to the crime scene, and we have footprints leading from the house. Wonder if there would be any blood drops on that path. Never saw anything written about that. Whoops. Trying to find the play button.
Yeah, I can't tell you though. So, yeah, if everybody could just stay inside. Did you guys hear anything, see anything?
So that car that he just walked by is Jack D's. So that's Jack D's car. I have photos of it. Let me show you. Oh my God. He just walked past it.
Kaylee. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And which vehicle is his?
This one right there.
This one right here.
Okay, so yeah, they pointed out. All right, let's listen to what the roommates say. So right there's his car.
Yeah, I can't tell you though. So, yeah, if everybody could just stay inside. Did you guys hear anything, see anything? Late last night, anything like that? No? Anybody hurt inside your guys' place?
We're all here. No.
Okay. No cut hands or anything like that? Everybody's fine?
No, yeah, we're all here. Our roommate's actually one of the guys up there who went up there to go get his girlfriend.
Okay.
He's our roommate here, so I'll just wait and see if he comes back. But,
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna still talk with him for a little bit and figure out what's going on. Okay. What was his girlfriend's name? Kaylee. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And which vehicle is his?
This one right there.
This one right here. Thanks. Okay. Is that his current girlfriend?
I don't think they're dating right now, but they were.
They off and on. Okay. Do you mind if I talk to you real quick for a second? This is your address here?
Yeah. We all live right here.
What's your first name, man? Your last name? I think I interacted with you not too long ago. I remember that name. Do you drive a Tacoma? I have to call your dad?
Yes.
Okay, what's your name?
I was the one parked over there, yeah.
He said, I interacted with you not too long ago. Did you have to call your dad? I'd listened to this a couple times and I've never realized this. Listen.
What's your first name, man? Your last name? I think I interacted with you not too long ago. I remember that name. Do you drive a Tacoma? I have to call your dad?
Did you drive the Tacoma? Did you have to call your dad? Tacoma? Is that a truck? SUV?
Yes.
What's your name?
I was the one parked over there, yeah.
What's your day of birth, man?
Wait, I was the one parked over there? Over there? Where is there? Remember, it's a truck. I don't know what that looks like. Jack D's car is right on the street there. It's a sedan. I need to look that up. What does a Tacoma look like? Because remember, if you want to listen to Chris Whitcomb, he said to pay attention to that black SUV that like keeps parking in this one spot and then doesn't really leave the area later that night. Hey, Kiss Me. Hey, Dago. Good to see you.
2000.
And what's your phone number? Okay. And then what unit are you in?
We're in a right here.
Okay. And what was your buddy's name that's up there right now? And were you with him last night by chance?
We were at the bars, but then I went back to my girlfriend's house, and these guys all came over here.
Okay, and he came back. What bar were you guys at?
Here, right? Yeah.
You were with him all night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. We were at the corner club.
Okay.
He got off work, and we went to the corner club, and then came back here.
Okay. And you said they were dating?
They were for a long time, but they kind of stopped.
Okay, so this guy that's talking is either Jack Granger or Nathan Royce, because those are the two that were with Jack at the club.
How's their relationship been?
Really good.
They've been fine. They get along, and
Don't listen to me.
So hang out with us all.
okay. Any arguments or anything like that between them that you know about?
No.
Nothing that you've seen?
Nothing that I've
Has
seen.
anything ever been physical between them?
No.
Okay. Any verbal arguments that you've noticed?
None that I've seen, no.
Nothing he's not talking about or anything like that?
No. They seem to be on fine terms.
Okay. Right here. What's your name, man? Do you mind if I see your hands real quick, please? Okay, cool. Birth.
2001.
And a phone number for you? Okay. And you were with, what was your buddy's name? What's up there? You were at last night?
Yeah, we were at the bars and they came home.
Okay, how did you seem last night?
Steam?
Yeah. Happy, fine, normal?
Yeah.
Okay. What time did you guys make it home from the bar?
1:30-ish.
You didn't shut it down?
No, we tried. Tried our best.
Were you guys at the corner club?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what happened once you guys got back?
We went downstairs. We got off a little bit upstairs and went to bed.
Downstairs? Into bed? How intoxicated was he?
We were at the
Corner club till 1:30, so
pretty drunk too.
pretty drunk. Okay. What time did you guys go to bed at?
2-ish, probably.
So just hung out real quick, and then does he share a room with anybody?
So they're all saying they hung out for about 30 minutes after they got home. So if it can be shown, verified that they did not get home until like 1:49 or 1:51 or like that 10 minutes to 2 time frame, closer to 2 then closer to 1:30, then that 30 minutes of hanging out with your roommates is going to lead up to the time of the 17-minute phone call. And you're going to be awake for that. Right?
And Kaylee's his ex-girlfriend, is that correct? Okay. How's their relationship seem to you?
Perfect. She's just moving down to, from what I know, she's moving down to Texas.
She's moving to Texas?
Sometimes.
Perfect. He doesn't know they're broke up? What?
So just hung out real quick, and then Does he share a room with anybody? And Kaylee's his ex-girlfriend, is that correct? Okay.
Okay.
How's their relationship seem to you?
Perfect.
Okay.
She's just
Ex-girlfriend.
moving
So we
out to-
established
from what
that.
I know,
Okay.
she's moving out to Texas
She's moving to Texas.
sometime soon.
Why is she moving to Texas?
She got a job offer.
Okay.
But yeah, that came out because that dog, Murphy.
Yeah.
He's over here all the time. I was wondering.
Gotcha. Okay. She's moving to Texas. Is she currently seeing anybody else or anything like that you know of?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Would you be upset if she was?
I don't think so. I don't really know her though.
But you know, right? Does he seem like someone that'd be jealous or anything like that? No?
Probably can't hit you, bro. Everyone.
We'll be able to tell you guys more. But okay. Really can't say anything. So we want to make sure all of our information stays with us, you know. If anybody seems odd, more odd than usual, more worried about what's going on or anything, then we think there should be. If there's any wounds on anybody, if you notice anything out of place, make sure you guys give us a call, okay? Okay. Let's see. We might have detectives reach out to you guys or some more of your roommates for some follow-up questions and stuff. Okay, guys? Okay. Thanks. And this is car, correct? Did you guys take this to and from the porn club? Which car did you guys take?
We had a ride.
You had a ride. Okay. That wasn't a trick question, by the way.
So you can get a closer look at his car here. Definitely a Volkswagen. What's my notes say? A Volkswagen CC Sport Sedan. Okay. So that was at like 12:51 in the afternoon, the afternoon after the crime. And then we've got I just wanted to show how the girls turned over the SD card because I am just flabbergasted. Like I am just dumbfounded that Jack D had access to that camera. Blows me away. And see, here's another, well, I guess that must be Rosinski that we were, wait, who did we just watch? Snyder. That must be Snyder. Gunderson's looking at Snyder there, talking to them at the door. I think his camera's going to turn on or sound.
Yeah. Is there anybody
all right,
on
we're gonna-
site?
There's a really terrible.
So this is the first news reporter that showed up. I'll look at what the timestamp is on this in a second. So, okay, yeah, the girl's going to come down.
Sergeant Lawrence gave me a little rundown. He said, take an extra recorder and a notepad.
This is at 2:56. 2:56. So almost 3 hours, those students had access to the camera footage. 3 hours plus the 8 hours. So 11 hours since the crime that the people that live at that house, the pumpkin house with the camera, had access to that footage. Now they're going to turn it over.
Yeah. You got anything leaving? Hello?
Hi there.
I was supposed to send the security camera
Yeah.
the footage, but I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't want to screw it up, so here's the SD card.
Okay, I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you need anything else, let us
Yeah,
know.
we will. And did the other officer get your name already?
Yeah, we got all in.
Okay. Yeah, so crazy, man. Yeah. It is crazy. So, and there's like nothing, no camera. I mean, just other than this one, which is the only one we found. So, which is somewhat promising. That's some footprints even. Not sure if they're related or not. Do we have a little fucker like this? One of the little
I have an
adapter things. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Go ahead, secure it in my car.
I cannot believe he just like we talked about this since the first time we've seen this, that he just like sets it in there, no evidence bag, nothing, protecting it. Hopefully he locks his car. But I want to back it up because someone just said, oh my God, there was a red Tacoma. Let's see. Where do you see it at? This way? Is it in the parking lot or is it back over on the street by Jack D's house? When they're walking this way? I'm not a car person. Where is it? Is it in that? Is it right? Where is it? Dark green Tacoma is parked on the corner of King and Queen. Huh. Oh, you said left. Left. Am I looking for a green one? In this parking lot? There's a regular truck. There's a regular red truck. That's a pickup truck. Is that a Tacoma? I'll figure it out later. I have to look up a picture of one so I know what I'm talking about.
Hi there.
All right. And then one more piece of footage from Officer Snyder next to the Shark Tank house. Dun, dun. Oh, right here with the tire thing on it. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, that's something I can look into. And I want to show Jack DeCoeur, because we're talking about Jack DeCoeur, coming back. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. This is part 1. I want part 2 right there. The sound will come on in a second. That's a good question. So, hi, Nomadic Duckman. They had an app and they gave him the login information, username, and password. So he could just log right in. And I'm curious about how that works with a. So this was a continuously recording camera, right? Continuously recording camera. Mine only does clips. So it would be like, you know, it would just be a string of 1 minute clips is what mine would be. I guess theirs would have to go by dates, maybe. I don't know. The red truck by the dumpster too. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mountain Man. I think my glasses aren't working. I am so sorry, North Carolina Mountain Man. Oh my gosh. Yes. I am cracking up over here. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. That's funny. Hey, we got to laugh, right? We got to laugh. All right, this is Snyder part 2, and it's just a couple minute clip. And so he's at the corner there where King and Queen intersect. And here comes Jack. Here comes Jack D.
We'll do. Thanks, Nick.
Huh?
Let me put the closed captioning on so you can maybe hear him. So now I understand walking like this because now you know. Now you know what happened, right? But in the morning, I feel like he should have just been running up there.
We'll do. Thanks, Nick.
Huh?
Was like a group of people still going to the police station?
I'm not sure what they were doing, what the captain asked them to do. Let me go. I'll go ask you.
Huh? Oh, it's a camera.
So this is where they first noticed the camera. So this is earlier at 1:20. So 1:20 p.m. they noticed the camera.
Hey guys. Is everybody that lives here? I know it says your one friend that might have left.
My boyfriend's here. Do you want him?
Sure, you can come sit up too. I'm just gonna talk to you guys. I'll have you guys just stay here for a little while, if that's all right. I don't want anybody coming and going right now. I see you guys have a camera here.
Yes.
Do you have any other cameras?
No, just that one.
Just I want to know how big of a picture is that kid?
It's just like the road, like it cuts out here, but it shows.
Okay.
Everything.
And are you guys able to get copies of that? Recordings?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on an SD card.
Okay.
So. We also have an app. Oh yeah, we also have an app.
Okay. Do you mind if I can get a copy of that? Is that cool?
Yeah. How would we do that?
I'll give you an email.
Okay.
And then you guys can email us that. Whose camera is it?
It's mine.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the email that you?
Let's go with R. Snyder, SNYDER.
SNY.
DER.
DER.
At ci.moscow.id.
ID.
Yep. .us.
Oh,
Yeah, just gonna do that.
perfect.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, thank you. And if everybody's okay here, if you guys need to leave or something like that, just let us know. We can happen, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So they had the camera footage all night. They had, because, well, I don't know if they would get notified every time a car went by. They had it 1:20, so an hour and 20 minutes after the police show up. They still have access to it because all they did was give them the SD card, so they could still get into the app this whole time. So there's reports in the documents that talk about them going and actually like getting the physical device and all of that. Who knows how long these kids had access to that? I mean, and then when we look at that footage that we got, is it LE that made the changes? Was it the kids that made? Is it a combination? Like, did the kids do something? The students do something to it first, so then not even the police got the right thing? There's so many questions. There's so many questions about that. Yeah, for sure. The app is cloud-based. Yep. And then think about that. So they could have downloaded that footage from the app saved it onto their hard drive, saved it onto their computer, saved it onto a flash drive. There could be, 10 flash drives floating around of that footage. It's crazy. And it's really crazy that hasn't leaked out to the community like earlier than that. Hey, Sleuther75, I saw you in here. I got to stop and say hello to everybody that has joined me. 10 more memberships, you guys. 10 more unique peeps. Welcome. Welcome to the, what are we going to say? Welcome to the coop. Welcome to the coop, you guys. Let me see who got those. 10 of you. That's amazing. We've got Blue Devil. Lav S525. Lindsay C's, Brutal Be Honest, Jules Vibe, Miss K, Jennifer McLaughlin, Rebecca Davies, and Bunny Murphy. All right. Welcome, you guys. Oh, is there one more after Bunny? Diane Francesco. Sleuther's so generous. Thank you, Sleuther. I appreciate you. So I'm going to do a great big thank you to everybody who made donations today. I appreciate you guys. We will clock it.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you. Clock it.
All right. If you guys have not been over to our Discord, with the help of one of our Peep Patrol, you guys, we're calling the mods the Peep Patrol for now, unless we decide to change it. Yeah, put some peeps in the chat. My daughter says, clock it, you guys. If you check out our Discord, we have different sections in there for links we're sharing after shows, show discussion when the show ends. Everything's a cool, like either a peep theme or clock theme. I have a little section in there so I can communicate with you guys. Definitely a tab for everybody to just talk to each other. So yeah. Oh my God. North Carolina, man, I am never going to live that down. Oh my God, that is so funny. You're the lead peep crew. You get to have that honor. That is. Oh my God. I crack myself up. I know. I made a silly mistake, you guys. I called North Carolina Mountain Man the wrong name. Oh my God. Hey, Critic Rick. So we just thought Dago actually helped me come up with the name, like the unique peeps, right? Like my people, right? That's what I really mean. Like you're my peeps, you're my people. And it kind of sounded good with unique. But then I wanted to have a little mascot, and I'm like, well, a peep is a little chick, right? So yeah, I had to make him cool though. So that's why he's got like a gangster necklace on that says peeps, and sometimes you'll see him smoking a cigar. He's a gangsta peep, yes. Head peeper. Well, and also every time I go to write peep, it writes perp, right? It always wants to say perp. So I always have to make sure I'm not calling us the perps. And a lot of us have a porch goose. So not that I'm going with a bird theme. I didn't really mean to go with a bird theme, but sometimes things happen organically, and you just got to go with it. Yeah, the cigar and the chain. Yeah. I made a t-shirt with that logo on it. It looks so cool on a black t-shirt. But I cannot get my merch store to show up on YouTube. I am struggling. So I need to figure that out. But yeah, lots of things. Thug peep. Lots of things we can do with that for sure. All right. So my final thoughts about Jack DeCoeur here, although I'm sure he's not leaving us. He'll be showing back up, but questions that the police officer should have asked from Jack and about Jack. When did Kaylee get your vape exactly? When did she get that vape? Was there a party at 1122 that night? And it doesn't even have to be a party, but like, what do they call it? A kickback. Was there a kickback? We're just going to hang out and drink. They should have asked everybody that question because I feel like there was. Could you tell me about Dylan and Kaylee's relationship? Ask Jack DeCoeur, how did Kaylee get along with Dylan Mortensen? I want to know that. I want to hear what he would have to say about that. Jack, who was the sixth roommate in that house? Was it Sophia Whitehead? Why was she still renting the room? How often would she come back? Was it Ashlyn Couch? I'm pretty sure it wasn't Ashlyn Couch, but remember Ashlyn. Who all was in your house that night, Jack DeCoeur? Who all was in your house that night? And then, how did blood get on your where did that blood come from? Where do you think that blood came from? Hey, Critic. Oh, you're going to help me out? Oh, yes. I can communicate with you in Discord if you're in there. It is under customization, but for some reason, it's actually not YouTube. I think it's the site I'm using. I think it's that site. Thank you, though. Who took Murphy? Ooh, let's think about the questions we could have asked Jack DeCoeur about Murphy, right? So Jack, what's your understanding about Murphy leaving the pound? Who took him from the pound? Where'd he go? Did Murphy go right from the pound? I'm just calling it the pound, you guys, to you? Who brought him to you? Did you meet somebody? Did you have to go someplace to pick him up? Was Murphy wet when you picked him up? Did someone give him a bath? What time did you get Murphy? What time did they give you Murphy? How was Murphy acting when you got him back? Was he his normal puppy self? Was he skittish? Jack, do you think you should sue Kaylee's estate for Murphy's support? Lucy, I'm going to put my yelling face in there. That's funny. Jack, why are you aware that Murphy was outside your house during the night? Did you recognize his bark? Did your roommate say anything about Murphy being outside? How about the girls who were watching the camera? How about the girls that were watching the 1112 camera? Did they tell you? Did they let you know that Murphy was outside your house that night? Things like that. Things like that. Get a DNA test, bro. Oh, I think I could have been a pretty good interviewer. As a test, would they let Brian pet Murphy? I know a lot of people say that. Hello, open your eyes. Hello. So, yeah, this was everything Jack DeCoeur today, as much as I could find for right now. Every time I do one of these shows where I'm focusing on like a topic, I love it because it always leads us to more questions, something else that we've never seen before. And I love that. So we got a couple of those nuggets today, and I'm grateful for that. I kept saying throughout this episode today that tomorrow was going to be like a, how was I calling it? Weird videos, crazy information from this case, something like that. Do you want the answer about 37.1 and 37.2 being male C? Of course I do. Of course I do. I can handle the truth. I can handle the truth. Yeah, they should have been interrogations, not just interviews. They should have been more like interrogations. Absolutely. Especially the way that scene was. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow with some more information about unknown male C. That would be amazing. And if you come to the Discord, I do have a section where I would like your suggestions. So if you have like a topic that you would like me to cover, a different case you would like me to cover, always looking for suggestions for sure. Kimberly and Lucy. All right, you guys, we're going to clock out for today, though. Huge thank you to everybody who hung out with me today, for joining the live, for all your fantastic comments in the chat. Love you all. Uh-oh, I gotta pause to read what Lucy's writing here. 87.1, I think that's Jack Showalter, I think. Oh, no, male E, Brian's dad. 37.1, unknown male, but that single male was not found in the crime scene, so it's not the victims. We will never know. Well, I know that, but it wasn't. So Lucy, I showed something. It was, oh my God, where did I find it? There was something in the house labeled 37, Lucy. It was blood in the house labeled 37. I'll get back to you in Discord. We can chat about this in Discord. Yeah, but I am following you. I get it. But I stand by the fact that you're not going to call something in someone else's house unknown male C unless it does connect back to the crime. Unless somehow, some way, it's connecting back to the crime. So I stand by that. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm sure Dago's probably going to be coming on, so make sure you go check out him. Lucy's saying no. I'm gonna fight you. All right, you guys. Love you all. Mods, you're the best. Thanks for holding it down in here. Go check out the Discord if someone can put the link in here. I'll see you guys over there. And join me back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time for another live of Crime O'Clock. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Clocking out for now. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Practically unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. Show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's all I need. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.